Thank you for coming and on such short notice.
Oh, one of the privileges of having me on retainer. Is Fletcher around?
No, he's already at work.
Oh.
Coffee?
Oh, yes, please.
Good. I'll pour. You read.
All right. Alex, these are the contracts I wrote for you, giving the house and other business interests to Nick. What do you want me to do with his?
Well, generosity can sometimes be misunderstood for weakness. So, that's why I asked you here. I would like you to compile a list of everything I've given to Nick from those contracts, and then tell me how I can get it back.
Paulie, listen, I just want you to think about this.
I am tired of dealing with Buzz Cooper. I don't know about this. I don't know about it.
You know, the Hardman case probably would have blown over and the stolen money just forgotten. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't have even pursued it if it hadn't been for Ross Marler.
Okay. Blake, Paulie, yeah. I have done some sketches on your wedding veil for your wedding dress, and Mindy is really excited about them, and she wanted you to see them. I was wondering if you can come by the studio. In an hour? That would be perfect.
Well?
Alex, the whole point of the contracts was to prove to Nick that this wasn't an empty gesture on your part, that you couldn't just change your mind whenever you wanted.
So, what are you telling me?
I'm telling you, I did what you asked, and I did it well. You just can't take back everything now.
Nonsense. Never made a contract that couldn't be broken. Now, however many hours of research you need, however many billing hours, I'm willing to pay that. But I want you to find a way out of me being bound to these agreements. If I need to.
I assume this has something to do with your new daughter-in-law.
Well, I don't really need to justify that with you.
I thought you and Mindy were getting along a little better. I mean, I know the two of you will never be best of friends, but if each of you compromise, that's real progress.
Well, it's not quite that simple.
Yeah, well, if things are moving forward, however slowly, you don't want to jeopardize that by taking back everything that you gave to Nick.
I'm not taking back anything. Yet. I merely want to find out if I can. I'm protecting myself, Ross. If and when the time comes that I need to negotiate, well, the rule of thumb is always negotiate from the position of strength. And I'm not declaring war here. Look, I want this to work out with Mindy. I hope it will, but if it doesn't, I want to be the one holding the ace in the hole. That's why I will appreciate your consideration in this and your discretion.
I don't think you'll appreciate my personal opinion.
I didn't ask.
Well, there's no extra charge. Alex, you're going to alienate an awful lot of people with this. Do you want to lose your son for good?
Mindy? Paulie?
Try it. Oh, I didn't mean to startle you.
Oh, wow. I didn't see you.
Isn't that amazing? You came in a second after I came in.
Yeah, well, I wanted to come in person.
Well, of course. I mean, you didn't want Ross to come over here and look at the veils, did you?
Listen, I can't do this.
What?
I know you've put a lot of time in, and so has Mindy, and I will be willing to reimburse her for any cost that she has incurred.
Oh, slow down. What are you talking about?
I'm going to have my dress made somewhere else.
Why?
Look, Paulie, I really think you're a nice guy.
But, Paulie, I really think you're a nice guy, but my boyfriend has me convinced that you're a conniving creep. Oh.
Ross has a problem with you, yes. I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying that I'm trying to respect his wishes. That's all.
You are not letting Mindy Lewis Designs design your dress because I'm a sketch artist here.
No. He did not come out and say that. Look, all the compromising in our relationship has always come from him, so I am just trying to Oh, come on. We're going to get married. Is this such a big deal?
Oh, Blake. I mean, when Mindy Lewis finds out she lost a big client like you because of me, how do you think she's going to react?
Well, I'm not going to tell her that it was anything you did. Besides, Mindy doesn't even like me.
She will know why you changed your mind. She'll know.
I'm sorry. I really am. I don't want to create a problem for you. I don't know what to do.
At least look at my sketches that I drew and tell me what you think.
Okay. Sure. Oh, they're all beautiful. You know, maybe I could come up with another reason why I changed my mind. I'll tell Mindy that I didn't like the dress.
But you love it. You know you do. It's the most important dress that you'll ever wear. I couldn't let you settle for anything less. Blake, you know what it's like to feel like the outsider. When everyone judges you before you do anything just because of who you are.
Sure do.
Does it seem fair?
No. Mindy wasn't even going to make this dress for me in the first place because I'm Roger Thorpe's daughter.
You're kidding me.
Oh, well, I've been getting that all my life. I just take it for granted now.
Well, is Ross aware of this?
Oh, please. Hell will turn into an ice rink before he'll sit across the table from my father. I'll be lucky to get those two in the same room during my wedding. Look, it's nothing personal. I mean, to you, yes, it's personal, but...
Yeah, if I could just understand how a man like that can do it to his bride-to-be. I mean, he works 12 hours a day when he could be coming home to you.
You've got Ross pegged all wrong here. He's the most generous man I've ever known. Really. Do you know how long it's been since I've had a real job? And he doesn't bug me about that. He even leaves money around the house so I can find it and have a little something extra to shop with.
Well, that is generous. I wish you'd extend that spirit this way a little.
Listen, you have to understand that Ross is different from us. You know, we're human. We make mistakes. I've been in and out of trouble my whole life. In fact, I think Ross's initial plan was to reform me. But I think he has figured out that that's a lost cause.
Don't fool yourself, Blake. You bring a lot of joy into his life. He worships you.
Ross was DA. You know, he ran for public office. He has spent most of his adult life living in a fishbowl. So, you need to understand that the most important thing to Ross is his integrity.
Integrity.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I'm supposed to call him. Do you mind if I use the phone?
No, go ahead. It's not my fault.
Oh, hello, Alex. This is Blake. Can I speak with Ross, please?
It's for you.
Hello.
Oh, boy, you're a hard one to track down.
Well, I'm almost through here.
I'm not at home right now. That's why I called you. Unless you want to skip lunch.
No. Where are you? I can come pick you up.
Mindy wanted me to come and look at some veils that she had in mind for my wedding gown.
Okay, I'll come over there and pick you up about noonish.
Okay, I'm sure. I love you.
Love you, too.
You know, I still can't fathom you and that girl. But then I was relieved when she finally broke up with Alan Michael.
Blake has made all the difference in my life, and I can't imagine losing her. And I think you feel the same way about Nick. You don't want to jeopardize that. And Nick being with Mindy, that doesn't mean he can't love you too, Alex.
Ross, not that I care what anyone thinks, but just to set the record straight here. I have not been the mother-in-law from hell. On the contrary. As a matter of fact, you would have marveled at the restraint I showed last night at dinner. Yes, I was on my very best behavior. I laughed, and I smiled, and at all the right places, too. No. I've gone the distance in really trying here, but that's no guarantee for success.
In spite of what you're saying, I think that you're already betting on failure.
I gave all of this to Nick out of love, with no reservations. It was a show of faith. But I'm going to have to acknowledge that I just might have made a terrible mistake. My optimism might have been a bit naive. Now, I promised Fletcher that I would do everything within my power to change the way things have been in this house for the last couple of weeks. But if I am backed into a corner by my son or by his wife, I would simply like to be able to defend myself. Now, really, is that asking too much?
Then one day in my cell, I just started drawing people in a magazine.
And when you finished, you realized it was good.
I realized that's who I was. I mean, when I was growing up, I wasn't good at anything. Not at sports, mechanics, or anything. But after that day, I knew that whenever anybody asked me what I did, I could say I draw things. I'm an artist. Anything like that ever happen to you?
Yeah, sort of. I couldn't stand my stepfather, Deirdre Lindsay, but he was this amazing businessman. And I remember sitting in his office during the middle of some crisis. I think a company was being sued, and I don't remember the details, but I watched my stepfather, in the middle of all this panic and chaos, just remain cool as a cucumber. You know, he called in all the reporters, had a press conference right there on the spot, and had them eating out of the palm of his hand. That's when I realized the power of the press and how to use it. I think up until then, my greatest aspiration was seeing how many school days I could spend on the ski slopes without being booted out. So yeah, that experience really changed me. I absolutely know what you're talking about.
Blake, you and I have this connection. You understand me.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Ross and you are so different. I mean, I'm the same guy, and Ross thinks I'm this aimless punk.
Well, sometimes Ross still sees me as kind of ditzy, too.
Oh.
You know what? I'm going to talk to him.
No. You've already tried, and it's just going to cause friction for you at this point.
I think it's only fair. The least I could do is try to change his mind.
No, I mean, you're not scared of me. You're not afraid of being alone here with me. You don't think I'll draw you.
No, don't do that.
All right. I will work on the contracts, Alex. But I am a bit swamped right now with the custody case, my upcoming wedding. But it will get done, and I'll get back to you.
Thank you, Ross. Oh, I just hope your marriage lasts a little longer than I believe Nick and Mindy's will.
This is an amazing likeness. But do I really look this sad?
I told you portraits aren't my thing.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I think it's very good. I certainly didn't mean to offend you.
I don't offend that easily. Is Ross going to pick you up at noon?
Yes. What else are you drawing? Can I see it? Can I see it?
Oh, it's not finished yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Just go ahead. And maybe you can have it finished by the time Ross gets here and you can show it to him.
You know, I actually have a luncheon appointment myself. I gotta get going, too.
Okay.
You know, so, hey, enjoy. You're not gonna tell Ross I was here, are you?
I don't lie to him, Paulie.
You know, if you don't say anything, it's not lying. He's just gonna start breathing down my throat again.
I know, but can't promise you anything. Sorry.
So, Daphne, how long have you been working with Mindy?
About 8 months.
Oh. You know, Blake told me that it was just the two of you before Paul Hardman joined the staff.
Well, Tenji Hill helps out, too.
Oh, that's right, I knew that. So, how do you think that Mr. Hardman is working out, huh?
Well, he keeps to himself. Is he a friend of yours?
No. No, he's not a friend of mine. If this is one of his sketches, though, it's not too bad. I guess he does have some talent. What about that one? Is that one of Mr. Hardman's? Oh. Oh. Oh.
You like?
Oh, what's not to like?
You want to know how I know he really likes it? He didn't ask how much it cost. I think he's going to let me keep it.
Good walking.
So how about I change?
Uh-huh.
And we go out to lunch?
Well, I guess I'll grab some lunch myself. Would you make sure the door's closed when you're gone?
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thank you, Daphne. Blake. Honey, you're not going to try anything else on, are you?
Why don't you come in and find out?
Oh. I thought that you were going to change.
I am. But I'm just all thumbs with those buttons and zippers, and I thought maybe you'd like to help.
Coffee's almost ready. One more second here.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you. So how do you think that Bridget is holding up with all this?
Oh, she's doing better than I am. I'm very proud of her. She's doing remarkably well. And she was just about to give up hope, you know, before you agreed to take the case. Do you want anything with this?
No, just black, thanks.
I've been meaning to tell you, you know, saying that you're going to go up against Vanessa on this and actually doing it are two very different things.
Mm. Well, I didn't take this case to go up against Vanessa, even though that temptation was certainly there. She's been pushing some old buttons lately.
You talking about Dinah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but you know, I didn't take this case because of my daughter. I took it because of Bridget, who's great, by the way. More time I spend with your niece, the more I admire her. She's really got a streak of Reardon determination in her. At times, it seems like I'm talking to Maureen herself.
Yeah, she's quite a fighter. All right, baby, you're gonna get better now. Clamp.
Clamp.
She's stubborn as a mule, too. You know, I remember the first time I saw her. Little girl in a black leather jacket, her face all scrunched up, and antagonism. She was being led through the front door by the police, kicking and screaming.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I don't know. This thing's bleeding here, you know? Hemorrhaging all over the place. And that, oh, thanks. Just put it in there. That'll be good. All right. And now she's all grown up, you know, right in front of me. Turned into a mother. And I feel so old.
She certainly does love Peter. And I just wanted to give her the legal chance that she deserves.
No pulse here. No nothing. Listen, tell me something. Do you think that the judge could actually say that that adoption was invalid? I mean, can Roger actually get his hands on that child, you know, without heart?
I don't think so, but you never know. I do know that Leo Flynn is going to do everything possible to accomplish just that.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, seriously. Can you imagine anything more horrible than Peter being taken away from both Bridget and Vanessa?
Well, it'll be a while before we have to confront that. Meanwhile, everything is under control.
That's good to know.
Except your VCR and my personal life.
Having troubles with Blake?
No. But there is another reason I came over here. I'd like to ask you a favor, Doc.
Yeah, anything. Go ahead. Shoot.
Would you be my best man at our wedding? Ed, you act surprised.
I'm not surprised. It's just happening so fast. You know, it's like, it seems like only yesterday that you were, you know, dating her for the first time, and now you're gonna marry her.
Hey, a couple of things happened in between here. I was senator for 20 minutes, for one.
Yeah, that's right. It's just... You're not sick. You're dead. I know. It's like I wake up, you know, and time has gone by in these big chunks. It's like everything is on fast forward. I just can't... But to answer your question, yes, I would love to be the best man at your wedding. I really would.
Thank you. You know, you got to go a little easier on yourself, Ed. You're still dealing with an awful lot of stuff.
I just miss my wife. You know, the pain's a little less at times, but...
One day at a time, right?
Well, I used to pride myself on that, but now I tell you, it's like I can feel Eve's presence all through this house. I'm trying to make a little room for her, you know, but sometimes it just seems so filled with the past that it...
Did Eve say anything about this?
No, none of this is coming from her, but I just get this feeling of things reaching a point of critical mass, and something's gonna have to give.
I think maybe you need a bigger house, figuratively speaking here. Why don't you just build a couple additions, do what you feel, and see what happens? I mean, Eve does make you happy, right?
Oh, she's so beautiful sometimes I can't believe my eyes. I can't believe she wants to spend 5 minutes in the same room with me. She's so young. Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. We should be locked up someplace, women half our ages. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah. It's cool.
I mean, whoever named it a midlife crisis didn't know what he was talking about. I mean, I'm in the middle of a midlife delight. I'm loving every minute of this.
Does that ginseng stuff really work?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't need it.
Of course.
But Blake gives it to me, you see. And, well, what can I say? She's just a breath of fresh air. She's impetuous and unpredictable and just makes my life so interesting. Is Eve like that? Huh. Well, the upside to that is Eve's got a job. And you have a budding teenager to complicate your life.
Al, actually, we've decided not to do that. We're going to keep Michelle 12 for a few more years, and then she's suddenly going to be, 25. Much easier.
That sounds good. You've done a wonderful job with Michelle.
That's funny. I feel like I've screwed up so many times.
No. Take it from this observer. I admire your strength and character.
I look that bad, do I?
No, I mean it. Now, I know there were a few problems at the beginning. How was Michelle dealing with having another woman in the house?
The longer I waited to start seeing another woman, the harder it would be. That's what Dr. Linden told me. Those are the statistics.
Even Michelle doesn't expect you to be alone for the rest of your life. I mean, she's a very smart young lady.
Yeah, we've talked about this. I just can't tell if it's something that's still too new, you know, or it's something that there's something about Michelle and Eve that...
Well, you know, because of the custody case, I've been forced to think about how kids are dealing with this upheaval. I mean, look at the Lewises, for instance. I mean, Billy and Vanessa are already affected. Regardless of what this judge is going to say, that family's never going to be the same again.
Okay.
Mrs. Lewis?
Yes.
Can I have Peter, please?
Come here. Listen, there's no problem at all. We're just, Here you go.
Come here. Oh,
Everybody's a little tense here. I'm sure you can understand that, right?
Musical boy.
What are you doing?
Said to me, did you hear what
Exactly
he said?
what he wants you to do. He wants you to get upset.
I can't
listen.
help it.
Listen, I'm glad that I heard that. I did hear it. And I'm glad that I did because now I remember who I'm dealing with. You know, I've been beating myself up over my tactics, and I see now that I have to think about what he would do if he were in my shoes, and I have to deal with him on that level.
That's it.
Hello? Sid? Yeah? What? She did.
Yeah.
Okay. When do you want us there? Right. Right. That was Sid, and he said that Judge Bellman has reached her decision, and she's ready to rule on Peter's adoption this afternoon.
Mr. Thorpe, after careful consideration, I am denying your petition to overturn.
Your Honor, it's ridiculous.
There you go. Congratulations, darling.
Vanessa Peter, is that what that means?
Bridget, just hold tight, will you?
How about Your Honor, let you know something, okay?
Your Honor, could you give us a clarification on this decision? Well, I think it's clear, Counselor, your petition was denied.
With all due respect, Mr. Dickerson, I think we would all benefit by hearing this from the judge, if Your Honor is so inclined.
Indeed, Counselor. Mr. Thorpe, even if the court presumes that your son is the biological father of the child, which we do not know for a fact, you cannot arbitrarily assume your son's rights. He is the one who must petition. And so, pending the appearance of the child's birth father, I'm afraid you simply have no legal standing in this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
His pleasure. His pleasure. Absolutely.
Can we just go? Sure. Let me go home.
Let's go.
I can't believe it's over.
Well, it's not. Not quite. Your Honor, the petition to revoke Miss Reardon's consent to adoption, are you going to be ruling on that at this time?
It's hard, isn't it?
What?
All of it.
I've reviewed the material, Mr. Marler, and I do believe there are enough questions surrounding this adoption to warrant a full court hearing.
Your Honor, thank you very much. This is exactly what we wanted.
It's a custody trial. It's totally up for grabs.
Your
now.
Honor.
Your Honor, we would like some clarification on Mr. Thorpe's visitation rights.
More to the point, Your Honor, we would like visitation rights reinstated for Ms. Reardon.
No, you can't do that. It's not
You just
right for
ruled that
Peter.
Mr. Thorpe has no standing in this case and that Ms. Reardon never had any legal visitation privileges.
Originally, we didn't need them. We had an informal agreement.
Certainly there is a precedent for a grandfather to have visitation rights.
Your Honor, when Bridget allowed that to happen, Mrs. Lewis said she would no longer be able to see her child.
Peter Lewis is not Bridget's child, all right? Not legally.
Not yet, you mean?
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Everybody, please.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Don't apologize for me. I'm sorry, Your Honor. But may I be allowed to speak here for a minute?
Yes, Mrs. Lewis.
Thank you. It's not about me and my feelings, but I would like to speak on behalf of the one person that I believe that we are all forgetting about. And that's Peter. I think that if he were here, and if he were able to speak, he would want to tell you about his life and about the house where he's being raised. It's full of people who love him. And it's full of people that he loves. And I think that he would want to tell you about his room and about his toys and about the little crib that he sleeps in. It has little painted clowns on it. And he would want you to know about his cousins and the way they play with him. They fight over who gets to put him in the stroller and push him around. And they love him, and they fight over who gets to feed him his favorite pudding at night. And he would want to tell you about his older brother, Bill, and how nice it is in the morning when he reads him the sports page, even though Peter can't understand it. And then he'd smile, his sweet little smile. It's so full of trust. And he'd just wait till you smile back at him. Because all he's ever known are grown-ups who love him, who want to protect him, want to give him a place in the world so that he can grow up to be a strong, good man. I'm asking you. I'm begging you, please. Please don't take this away from him. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. Well, to continue. Since Ms. Reardon, until quite recently, has had constant contact with the child, I will award her supervised visits. However, to prevent further disruption in Peter's life, I am going to rescind visitation to Mr. Thorpe, at least at this time.
Your Honor, I request that the custody trial be scheduled as soon as possible.
Of course, Counselor, and you will all be notified as to the date. Now, does anyone have any more questions? Then I am due back in court.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Are you telling me the truth? You okay?
I just need a minute, okay?
Sure. I'll be outside.
Thanks.